And now we're rolling. Mike's back. Good to see your face, my brother. How you doing?
Doing good, man. How you been?
I'm hanging in there, man. The best it can be. You know, shooting my shot, trying to get things done. We were
That's
just
awesome.
talking off camera, man, and you're getting things done. So I'm proud
Yeah.
of you, man. I'm proud of
Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you, bro.
you. What brings us here today, though, is we were texting back and forth trying to come up with a good subject. And we usually start with our ideas way out here, and then we bring them in, and then we finally get there. And what we're going to talk about is the crew, not just our crew, but a crew in general, building a crew. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to build a fictional crew based on professional athletes. So that can be any sport that has played, hasn't played. They do need to be alive though. Don't start. There was a lot of cool ass dudes and ladies back in the day that like I would like to bring back to roll with. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna build a crew of six. These are people you want to hang out with. They'll be in your text messages. They'll be in your thing. That this is your crew now. So what we're gonna do is build your top six. And as always, my guest gets to go first. So lay
Oh
it
man,
on.
this is great. I'm glad I get to go first.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna build up the suspense on my first one. Everybody needs somebody in their crew, whether they admit it or not, that has a lot of street smarts. So this person might not be able to read. This person makes a lot of money, and he uses it based off raw talent. So if we needed to make some money for a crew, I'm gonna select Floyd Mayweather.
Oh wow.
And he can box.
I
So
was
there we
about to
go.
say, are you talking his gambling or his actual purse, man? Wow, yeah. And then, anything pops off.
He got them hands, undefeated, 50 and 0.
But he might be more defensive. Maybe he's gonna call people out and be like, "Oh man, y'all can't take us," and he'll just sit back in the cut for a few minutes,
And just run
just
away.
waiting for his moment, just waiting for his moment.
As long as Ti ain't involved, he probably won't. He probably won't run up. Oh, that's me.
Hey,
My
oh
daughter
man,
just drew a picture of me. Hi.
oh dude, I got one similar to that. Yeah, it is, but it isn't. But it's kind of the enforcer because I was trying to decide who I should go with first, and I don't know if there's gonna be a lot of overlap. But this is one of the guys that if I was building the crew that I just need to have on my squad. I don't think he's on your list, and it's kind of a random pick. I am picking Charles Oaktree Oakley.
Okay.
That's who I'm picking. And hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out. I don't want to hang out with Michael Jordan. I don't want him in my crew. I mean, I'm sorry. I do want to hang out with Michael Jordan. I just don't want him in my crew. So who I'm selecting is someone who's Jordan adjacent. Charles Oakley is one of Michael Jordan's best friends. So what I have right now is in my crew is someone that's just like, oh, Jordan's going to Vegas this weekend, or Jordan is going to have a birthday party. So like a couple times a year, I'm rubbing shoulders with the great one. But on our day to day, I've heard him on podcasts. I heard him on the Bill Simmons podcast. The dude is cool as shit. He has tons of stories. He both played for the Chicago Bulls and the New York Knicks. So both of those cities are locked down anytime we come in there, man. He's got tables, he's got clubs, he's got just like a red car. Everybody loves Oak in Chicago and New York. And again, he's one of the hardest dudes that ever played in the NBA. Like the
No
stories of
doubt.
him just knocking folks out in practice, not even in the game. Like the guy is an enforcer, and he's a huge brolic dude, man. Like I mean, he's sitting over my left shoulder, man. We're just cruising through town, dude. So Charles Oakley is my number one draft pick.
That's some funny shit. So, like, I can't remember a single highlight of Charles Oakley playing in a game besides for the Knicks, maybe like punching like a Bulls player going to the basket.
Nah,
But that video of him getting kicked out of Madison Square Garden, by the owner. It took like 7 dudes to take him out, and Oakley was ready to go.
This is what I'm talking about.
And he's like 90 years old.
Right. I didn't say the most prolific athletes. I just said professional athletes, man. He played a lot of years, and he was just that dude. He's got connections, and he's got one of the top connections, man. So that's who I want in my crew.
That's great. So I'm gonna go to basketball too. Like basketball's got a lot of personalities, and like somebody in my crew, they got to be able to hoop, have fun. But this dude is especially known off the court for partying. He never wore lipstick or a dress, so I'm not going with Rodman. I'm going with the Henny God, Mr. J.R. Swiss.
Okay. He was on my list.
So the reason why is like whenever they win a championship, this dude does not put his shirt on for like 9 months straight, and all he's doing is partying. Every video you see of him, no shirt on with a bottle of Henny. That's why he's the Henny guy.
Exactly.
Like this is the second best nickname. The first best nickname is Lou Williams, Lemon Pepper Lou, because he had to go to that Magic City to get the chicken wings. Like that's the greatest nickname ever. He trademarked that name too.
That makes me think of that scene from ATL, the lemon pepper wet. The paper boy comes in and the cook's around the corner. Oh man, the lemon pepper wet. Yeah,
that's great.
Nah, he was on my list because I needed a wild card, and that literally personifies that. I think I texted you the poor dude that tried to kick his car.
He beat him up in the middle of the street.
Oh, you made a mistake, sir. Like he just thought he was caught up in the moment, wilding out, and you just made a mistake and kicked J.R. Smith's car.
I mean, J.R. Smith in that video, he looked like a huge dude compared to the dude he was beating up, but still, like that dude was bouncing off cars and everything. And then his buddy pops up, turn your camera off.
Yeah, I mean, I don't condone it, but I mean, like he was coming after his personal property, and he picked the wrong day. He in the wrong spot. Yeah. Oh man, this is a tough one. All right, I got to go with my literal heavy hitter. You started with the boxer. How am I not going to pick the man who owns Tyson Ranch? 420-acre cannabis resort. It's all about mind, body, balance. He has his own podcast. He's reinvented himself. He's gotten back in shape. He can get me in shape. He's getting back in the ring. Like, it'd be one of those dudes to be like, Mike, I don't really want to go. Come to the gym with me. And then like, he'd show me like just a couple moves, but like he's mild-mannered now, but he still has that edge. So you never know exactly what's going on. But again, man, the Tyson Ranch, the empire he has created out of his whole cannabis creation is unbelievable. Like, I mean, he is making fist loads of money like per day. I was looking it up. Like it's insane. Like it's phenomenal. But yeah, I mean, he has, if you haven't listened to his podcast, definitely go do it, dude. It's phenomenal. And the guy just he's finally hit that point until they try to bring him back. Again, we might end up rolling to Vegas because all of a sudden he needs to fight Lennox Lewis or something. Who knows? Like just for the hell of it. But those training montages, even in his 50s, I was like, I'm not messing with this guy. So I definitely want this guy on my team. So Mike Tyson is in my crew.
Oh man, that's great. So during them old people fights or whatever that league's called, like Snoop Dogg is the greatest announcer ever. So he reminds me of that Bill Emery dude that just talks so much smack. Like it's great, man. He said, "Oh, this fight looked like my 2 uncles is boxing." That was great.
They made like 612 rules at like the last moment. It's like you can basically don't hit up here, don't hit here, don't hit down here. So you basically have like this 3-inch window in the middle where you guys can kind of like pepper each other. Yeah, if it wasn't for Nate Robinson and Snoop Dogg, that whole thing would have been like the worst ever.
Poor Nate. Poor Nate.
He's not in my crew. I can't have him in my crew.
That's great, man. So I'm gonna go. I don't know. We can say college football. Maybe outside of college football, he never really played football anymore, but became like an entertainer.
Okay, I know you're
And,
going.
and my man is he can rock the eyebrows. He talks with so much swag.
Yeah, yeah,
Plus, it's a big dude, and like whether that wrestling's fake or not, I know he can get it in.
yeah.
Mr. Dwayne Johnson, The Rock.
Mm-hmm.
So like thinking about like his swag, like he's got the way he can talk his way out of anything, and then if he can't talk his way out of it, he can throw hands. He's definitely in my crew. That's my Charles Oakley in my crew.
He's too sweet, man. Come on. But he has like he has his own tequila now. He has his own energy drink now. He has his own shoes. Like even merchandising alone, like you'd be laced up, man. I'm sure you're just getting product all day long. At first, I was gonna question you because I'm like, nah, we're talking professional athletes, but WWE to me is like that.
Oh, definitely.
That's professional, dude. Those guys are like separating the discs on their spine, like in like a house show in Terre Haute. Like, I mean, they're putting in the work, dude. I when I worked at the radio stations, he came to Champaign a couple times. I met him once for like two seconds. Yeah, I'm sure he remembers. He
No doubt. It's like, man, this is
right,
great, great station.
But yeah, no, I mean, like, small screen, big screen, Disney, blockbusters. I mean, everything about it. Yeah, the Rock is there, and I will transition that into my pick that I was gonna.
I know where you're going. Maybe.
All right, because I'm
No, I'm
saying
not gonna write it down. Let's stop. I
I'm
was
gonna
way off last time.
I'm gonna stay in the professional wrestling realm. Because I did contemplate The Rock. I need a professional wrestler. I want a professional wrestler. But the one I picked is also an actor. And the reason he's funny. He's funny. He's really funny. But I also want to be in that Marvel universe.
Okay.
So I picked Dave Bautista.
Okay.
Who plays Drax in Guardians of the Galaxy. Because they still got at least one movie. He's going to be in Thor as well, and he's going to be in Dune. Like I want to get that Hollywood experience, similar to The Rock, but like The Rock's movies, I was going back and forth. It's like Rampage or like I'm trying to think of but like this way, I'm kind of like being Jordan adjacent for Charles Oakley. I'm like Marvel adjacent with Dave Bautista. So like he's a funny dude on his own, man. Don't get me wrong. And he makes a lot of B movies. Like we could be on set, we can have a good time. He's hilarious in Guardians of the Galaxy in his realm. But yeah, Guardians 3 is coming out. So now Chris Pratt might be at our after hours. Who knows? Like, whatever. It's being part of that whole universe, man. So I picked Dave Bautista as in my crew.
That's a good one. Like I know nothing about him except he is an extremely large individual and he usually beats somebody up in a movie. Like I have no memorable moments of him, but he's getting paid. He's been doing it for a while too, hasn't he?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, he was Bautista was always that dude that came in a la like a Goldberg or somebody like that didn't really have many lines or anything. So it was surprising he became an actor, but it was like the dude came in, it was over, and like that was it, and he just crushed people. And even in Guardians of the Galaxy, he's Drax the Destroyer, which is like, I mean, it's playing off his mass and like his ability to hurt people, but he has this dry humor in it. Like and from what I've seen, and again, other interviews, like he's funny, dude. And like he just made it, I can't remember it. I should have written it down, but he made a movie with he did one of those ones with like a little girl, like a bodyguard kind of thing, where it's like, I'm sure it's cute and all that. It didn't get high reviews, but like that's still fun too. It's like, oh, I'm shooting a movie out west for a couple months. You want to come hang out in my trailer for a little bit, walk around the set? Like, yeah, sure, man, let's do that. Jay Bautista is in my crew.
Oh man, that's great. There's so much passion behind that too, man. Like, you want to do a trade?
No.
All right. So I got one. He's a East Coast guy, but he likes to go down south and party. So like I've seen videos of this dude at the Kentucky Derby throwing $100 bills in people's mouths. And then getting kicked out of the Kentucky Derby. I've heard stories about this dude and this other dude that plays football, Gronkowski. I've heard about these two dudes partying like 24 hours straight. But my man, Julian Edelman, Edelman's got to be in the crew. And if we want to talk about bumping shoulders, everybody loves Julian. So like I got Mark Wahlberg, I got like all the big time players, and like everybody's proud of him because like he's in a predominantly black sport and he's out there doing his thing like every week. So like he's a badass too.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, he was also. Do you remember the photo where some girls tried to put him on blast that like they hooked up and she took like the selfie of like Julian in the back, like, don't you, man, he's a single man, like, you know, but it went viral, of course, you know.
That's great.
And then of course, you know, speaking close to home, you saw that he reached out to Myers Leonard, right?
Yeah, that was another reason which made me think of him. Like,
so I mean,
I don't really think of him as being like Jewish. And then like I watched a special on him on HBO where he was doing his recovery year. And it was a good video about him and his dad. Like his dad pushes him. Like it was great. Like I dig him as a person, like just his swag, like and like I kick it.
Yeah, he's more like he's the calming force in your crew. Like, I mean, you know, you hear, you know, everybody, this is Pain Productions. Everybody that's listening has heard the Myers Leonard story, but he reached out and was like, hey man, I've heard what you said. I assume this is coming from ignorance. I'll invite you to one of our holidays. We'll sit down, we'll talk. Yeah. Like he came at it from like a level-headed, like understanding viewpoint instead of just jumping on the pile, you know? So whether or not, you know, he's a very cool dude, man. I dig that pick a lot. I did not see that coming. That's fantastic.
You thought I was going with Brady, didn't you?
No, nobody. I thought about it real hard, man. I was trying to sell myself on it, but
you can't.
That's just not a good hang, dude.
I had alcohol like one time, and it was when he was throwing the Super Bowl trophy across the ocean.
Exactly. It's kind of like
happen. What was going to happen if they didn't catch that?
You get another one out of his case. I don't know, man.
So I can replace it.
The thing is, it's kind of like my Oakley pick, where it's like you might get like a weekend at Tom Brady's house through it, you know, like, oh, this is gonna be weird as hell, but let's just do it, man. Like, we gotta go pop in on Tom. Like, oh, really? So yeah, you get like the Tom Brady adjacent through Julian Edelman. That's fantastic. Oh man, that's great. So, all right, what pick? I got 1, 2, 3. So I'm on pick 4. I'm gonna go a little international, just a little bit international. I'm gonna hop off the continent, and I'm gonna head to a beautiful island known as Jamaica.
Oh, man.
And I'm gonna bring the greatest king of humans ever, and we're walking in, Mr. Usain Bolt.
Yes.
We're just gonna step off the plane.
Damn.
And the whole crew's coming with, and we just own the island. That's our island right now, dude. We just got everything taken care of. King status, and it just for like a couple weeks, you know, I'm just gonna take a couple weeks to Jamaica. Usain just said we're just gonna head up. That's what we're gonna do. And you know, if I need a snacks run, I'm gonna be like, hey, come to the corner and back. You got 30 seconds, and it's just gonna happen. Like, you know, just everything I've seen of the guy. He's down to earth, fun loving, just an amazing guy. And like literally, as far as somebody like being revered in their homeland, Usain Bolt to Jamaica is one of the tops. So yeah, Usain Bolt's in my crew.
Yeah, that's dope. Like I had him, he was coming next for me. So
Oh, nice.
now I got to scramble. This is the first time I think this has happened. But yeah, I was just thinking about like his training regimen. Like, what does he have to be doing to know that he's like the fastest person in the world? Right. So like I didn't catch the train at the beginning of his whole Olympic run where he was just dominating everybody. I think I was about halfway in, and like Usain Bolt, I just knew that was like an American. And I knew that like his mama was just creative with his name. So like he went with the Bolt, and like I watched it and I was like, why isn't he wearing America's colors? Right. They're like, he's not from here. And I was like, oh shit. So then I started watching it and like just watching him like just smoke everybody. They aren't even close to this man. And he's like looking back. Like, man, he was just so dope, man. And then just like every time you see him outside of media, he's smiling and he's always playing around. Like great dude, man. Like you can tell he's a good dude. Genuine good dude.
Yeah. Taking all of life, man. Just taking it all in. You need a balance of the force. I got Tyson, Oakley. I need a Usain Bolt. I got a lot of bruisers on my squad. I need a little chill. We need to go to Jamaica and do a Bolt style.
Man, that's great. Got me scrambling here now.
And you said there'd be no overlap, sir.
Oh man, it happened. It happened. So I'm gonna go with basketball again. We're gonna go basketball. Just thinking about this dude through his career, like they came down. His basketball team came to the Assembly Hall once, and we played them. We beat them. Really good team. He was like the best player, and our team was like a team of no names. And we beat Shaq that year.
Yeah.
Oh damn! I let it slip. So Rennie my man Shaq, Rennie Clemens dunked on his ass. But my man Shaq, like he, everything that he does on the court, it was great. So like I'm thinking about off the court, like if we're we play basketball all the time back in the day, and like if we had a big man like Shaq playing basketball, like he's gonna make you famous, like he made Lil Penny famous. Lil Penny wasn't famous after Shaq left, but while Shaq was there, Lil Penny was the man. So then you move on to TNT with him and Barkley going back and forth. Like that's like must see TV. And then like just to see like him, all the businesses this dude owns. He owns like 150 like Papa John's, and then there's like 200 car washes and like 2 shopping malls and like 2,000 Jimmy John's. Like the dude's just nuts, man. And he's got all this money coming in. Why is he still working? But yeah, he's a badass. I like Shaq Diesel.
Yeah, man, he's like a registered police officer in like
got a doctorate degree,
in like Dade County, and
did they say he was undercover cop? Didn't they say that when he first came out?
Right. Yeah. Nobody saw him coming. Yeah, icy hot, like the general, like he's got his name on everything. Just man, why not, dude? Why not? Just,
and he sold $34. He sold like $34 tennis shoes.
Right. Oh yeah, I forgot about those.
At like Target or somewhere. Right? Kmart. It probably was Kmart.
But he had like his own like silhouette with like the like gorilla dunk.
It was like a dunk. Like that's what everybody was like, dunks. I don't know what brand it was.
Well, yeah,
his brand, Shaq.
Right. Other than stories, because there was no YouTube at the time. Other than stories of Daryl Dawkins, I'd never seen somebody terrorize a rim.
Oh hell yeah!
Until Shaq was like on the Magic, and like not only would he like shatter backboards, there were a couple he'd take like the support down, and it was like a little brick.
And that's a technical too. Like every time you break the rim, that's a T. And he was breaking them like left and right. He broke one on in the little cartoon NBA show that came on every Saturday morning with Ahmad Rashad. Like they were shooting around somewhere, and he broke a rim with Ahmad Rashad.
Yeah. NBA stuff. Was that Summer Sanders that was on there too?
Yeah, there you go.
I love that show. Man. But also, I mean, you can't deny Foo Schnickens. That was my cut. What was that
There
song?
you
Was
go.
that Shaq
Shaq,
Fu?
he was Shaq Fu.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And man, like, I mean, he was in Uncle Drew. I
There
mean,
you
the
go.
guy is like living life to the fullest. I saw his have you ever watched Hot Ones? It's on
No.
YouTube. You should check it out sometime. It's a YouTube show. The host is actually a big Illini fan. He was really in our corner during the tournament, but he interviews a lot of celebrities, and they have 10 hot wings, and they
Oh yeah.
progressively get hotter as he's interviewing them. And
Yeah.
Shaq was on there, and it was hilarious, dude. Like, I mean, the guy, if you're talking about a good hang, dude, like social good hang, dude, yeah, he was definitely on my list too. I just had to get Bolt, but yeah, man, you sniped one right back at me.
There we go.
You got
It's all fair in
JRM.
war.
You got JRM and Shaq off my list. Sorry. So mine, sorry. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. I got 2 left. All right, I'm gonna take this one. Because I've always been a fan of the X Games. Like, just the whole scene of it. And growing up, even as a little kid, I mean, this guy's the GOAT of it. Always been cool. I'm going Tony Hawk. He's cool as hell, dude. I saw a TikTok the other day where he was just driving by kids
Hey, do a backflip.
and like rolled his window down, and people were like, "Who? What?" And then they recognized and like jump back, and he's just like, "Hey, man, show me something." Cool ass hell, dude. I've seen him. He's been in a couple movies. One of them, Haggard was one of the ones that I've always been a fan of in college. But what really sells this, again, don't mean to make it all about me, because let's all hang out. You're cool as hell. But Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 was one of my favorite video games of like, might have been original. I can't remember if it was original PlayStation or PlayStation 2. Might have been 2. I broke the brakes off that game, man.
Hell
And they
yeah.
just re-released it. And I think if we're in the crew, I think I should be an unlockable player. Like, I'm looking to get in the game, dude. Like, you can type, 6 bag, and then like the old NBA Jams games, and all of a sudden Ryan is grinding. Like, 'cause I have no actual skill skateboarding personally, but like a little video game cameo, I think for someone in the crew would be up there. But yeah, he's just a down to earth, cool guy, family man. Like, I dig his whole vibe. He's like the Godfather, the GOAT of like professional skateboarders. Even people that don't know skateboarding still recognize his name. It's just cool as hell, man. I had to take Tony Hawk.
Definitely, definitely. That video game, I think everybody played that video game, whether they want to admit it or not. And they played it for long periods of time where they'd start sliding on everything to try and get some points, and you watch the multipliers go up. So
Yeah,
you're trying to get the most points, and you were doing button mash.
right.
You didn't know a lick of the moves when you first started, and then you started figuring out some of them. Oh, that's a kick flip. Oh, that's a
Right.
360. We want to do a 360. That's where you get the points. Yeah,
Exactly.
that
They're
game
all
was the
popping
shit.
up everywhere on your screen. Like, oh, I did what's a nollie? Okay, I did a nollie. And it's like, I don't know what I did, but I hit left, left, right, BA, and I'm scoring. But
Do
yeah,
it again. I can't do it again. Oh hell yeah! And then there's nothing like really assuming about him. He's like the most non-assuming like celebrity ever. Like he's always saying with like a t-shirt on and
yeah.
some jeans that don't fit.
The only dude to ever hit a 900. He's
Yeah,
like one of those. The first dude. There probably somebody's hit it since then. But I also just saw recently that he just redid it. I forget what age he is now. He's older than us. And they again, because you're on my text feed, I'm serving TikToks at like midnight or 1 a.m., sending them to everybody that nobody wants to see. But it came across there that he was trying it again, and it was like, attempt this, attempt that. Like, man, my back hurts just waking up sometimes, dude. And this guy's still like at the grind, like he's
hell
still
yeah.
putting in work, and I respect that.
And he hit that shit too.
Yeah,
Like
he finally, he
and then he
finally,
quit.
right,
Threw the
yeah,
board up and quit. And I was
toss
like,
toss the board, like,
all
as
right, Tony.
It might have been 50. It might have been 50. I'll have to double check, man. It was up there, dude, you know.
That's awesome. Oh man, he was definitely not on my list. I didn't even think about him as an athlete, so that's dope. Let me go with oh man, the list is kind of jacked up, but I like this dude because like he had a hobby that I never had, um, and he was really good at it. And then he just started to progress up in the world, and then like everybody knew when he wore his red T-shirt and his Nike hat that he was about to put on a show. But my man Tiger Woods, man, like I gotta have Tiger Woods in my crew. So first off, if we're thinking about like connectability and everything, this dude can
Yeah.
get us into any country club in America. For one, for two, like this dude makes so much money just showing up. Like he's just making bank. Like it's just sick. And then there's, I mean, like he's at the same time, like obviously we know Tiger knows how to party too. So Tiger's my dude.
Yeah. No doubt, dude. I mean, like
I don't even know what his real name is, by the way.
Eldrick.
Eldrick. Oh man, that's
Eldrick.
great.
That's why they call him Tiger.
I would too.
Wouldn't you go by Tiger if your name was Eldrick? But yeah,
Oh, no doubt.
yeah. I mean, everything's open. It's like I said earlier, I don't want to hang out with Jordan, but like it would be cool to hang out with Jordan from time to time. Tiger's on a different level, dude. Like, but he has that same kind of like level. Like, I mean, there's no door he can't open for you. But he's just not like a permadick that wants to gamble all your life savings away. You know? I mean, you just, I mean, I love Mike. Don't get me wrong, I do. But like, I don't love gambling that much, and I don't like. I don't want to be belittled every second of my life. So yeah. But you get that like that escalation, like what I said. What Tony Hawk is skateboarding. That's still skateboarding.
Yeah.
Like that was like an ESPN2 thing that maybe got like micro popular, mostly because of the video game. Like every white dude on Sunday was fist pumping like with Tiger. Like I mean that guy broke all the molds, and yeah, that's the guy that has the key to the universe, man. That's a value pick right there, man. Coming in that late with it. I think it's just his recent car accident. I just haven't thought of him in a while, man. But that's a beautiful pick. Get well,
that's
Tiger. I know you're
that's what Tiger wouldn't have been on my list if that accident didn't happen, but it did make me wake up to him. Like
yeah,
if Tiger was gone, like I think I would be sad.
yeah. Oh man,
So like it made me reflect on like everything he did. That Sunday where all of them wore the red shirt, I was just like,
yeah.
man, just looking at it, that is Tiger. Like that's what Tiger would want. So I thought it was dope. And I don't watch golf at all. I watched it on ESPN. They just showed the different red shirts.
Seen the video of him like hitting the putt and walking off though, like knowing that it's going down. Like one of the coldest things ever, dude. Like
It's like he's already got his back.
already the putt's like still 4 feet away from going in, dude. Like I mean, yeah, he brought a whole new game to the world of golf, man. Like it was unbelievable.
What was that movie with Adam Sandler? Was that Billy Madison?
No, it was Happy Gilmore.
Happy Gilmore. Like he was doing it with a regular swing, like slash. Man. He wasn't drawing back and swinging like a hockey stick. Like Tiger had the skill. Like Tiger was a bad dude.
And it was the uniform, man. Like the red shirt and black pants, like it spilled into Parks and Recreation. Like even Ron Swanson, like it was like his victory uniform, like this random dude character, and he's kind of like most white bread guy ever. Like he put on his Tiger uniform when he was gonna conquer. Like a lot of people like that Tiger, that was his thing. Like when it was coming toward the end and he knew he had it locked, dude, it's like, oh, he's got the red and black on, it's over.
Hell yeah.
It's done. Yeah, man. All right, I've gone very self-important on a lot of these. They're all people that I love their personalities. I want to hang out with them, but they also bring a lot to the table on the secondary sides. They can just be a good time. That's why they're in the crew. This one, I kind of step back a little bit because I am a family man now. I have children. I'm married. I can't always go until 4 a.m. every night with Charles Oakley. I can't hang out at the Hollywood after party with Dave Bautista too long. So I kind of went with like couples is what I'm going for here. This man is fashion forward. This man has a dynamic wife whose social media game is off the charts. He has a son that's around my son's age. So like we're talking, and he's beyond loaded. So we're going to be hanging out, chilling. He's got a daughter that's 2. My son is just turned 4. So we got kids around the same age. And like I said, he kind of has the keys to Chicago, but he definitely has the keys to Miami. So I'm taking Dwayne Wade and his beautiful wife, Gabrielle Union, the last of my crew, to just be like my grounding. This is my grounding spot. Like, this is my guy to like, hey man, me and Dwayne are gonna cut out early because we got our kids and stuff. Like he's that one that'll help keep me on the level. And if he has any clothes that aren't like schmedium, he'll be like, hey man, I got these 3/4 length suit pants for you. And I'll be like, cool, Dwayne, let's hang out. Let's go to Miami, bring the whole family. What do you got there? He's like, I got everything there. I brought them the first championship. I brought them LeBron. And again, speaking of not Jordan adjacent, maybe once in a while we hang out with LeBron. I don't know. But I was being unselfish at the beginning, so I'm going to stick with that. And our new couple of friends are going to be Dwayne and Gabby, Ryan and Katie. We're chilling. And that's my last pick, sir.
Oh man, that was a good one. I did not know you were going to Dwayne Wade. So that's great. Like he seems like a very open-minded friend. So like the conversations that you could have with them would be like great. I'd love to hear some of those. Like that would be like worthy of being taped and put on TV if you could figure out how he thinks. Because
exactly.
Yeah, definitely. And then his wife's like been famous in Hollywood forever.
Oh yeah,
so
yeah.
that's a power couple right there.
I'm not even getting all that, but she's supportive of her man. Like she's strong. Like I said, her social media game is fantastic. Like she's a dynamic personality, and again, from being her own person before they even got together, like their whole dynamic's good. And his like Dwayne's retirement tour, if you saw like even that commercial they did, like I mean, dude's got a lot of heart. Like I've always been a fan. I was so pissed when Miami took him ahead of the Bulls in the draft. We ended up with Kirk Heinrich, and it was just like
Captain Kirk.
I mean, I still got love for Kirk, but I mean,
I got mad love for that dude. He balls.
It was still a rough consolation prize that took me many years to get over with. I had to grow into Kirk. I was already in love with Dwayne Wade. It was like, all right, it took me a while, but I'm here with you, Kirk. But man, what could have been? And so, yeah, we're gonna make up for lost time with the weekend trips. The whole family, and yeah, that's my grounding force, Dwayne and Gabby.
That's dope.
Yeah, he's in the crew.
He'll
still take it to 11. Don't think he won't. But we both got out clauses. I need one. That guy. You always need one. It's like, oh man, you know what we gotta do, man. We gotta kick out a little early. You saying we just got to, man. Like, I realize you're still like at the peak of your powers, but we got like a brunch in the morning that we gotta get to, man. Like, so it's 11:30. We gotta head back.
Oh man, that's great.
Overall, man, I think we knocked it out of the park.
Oh, definitely. I left a couple on there that I really wanted though. Marshawn Lynch. I needed him in my crew. Everybody needs that street dude. He would have been that street dude.
And that video of him, when you said Gronkowski for a second, I almost thought, because that video of them playing Mortal Kombat, did you ever see that?
No, I didn't see
Oh, dude.
Is it a commercial?
No. It's
them playing?
It's a Conan O'Brien skit.
I gotta check
got
it out.
together with Rob Gronkowski and Marshawn Lynch, and they played the new release of Mortal Kombat. Just a cool motherfucker as it is. I mean, even everybody thinks he's famous for Skittles, but like anytime you've ever like heard the dude, like he never spent a money of his actual NFL like contracts.
That's crazy, right?
Right. I mean, he's smart, but people won't give him credit for being smart. But I mean, he's chill, man. I on speaking of being like laid back on New Year's Eve, me and my wife were like flipping through a lot of the channels. The balls were dropping because, COVID and all that, and we probably might not have been out anyway. But I saw an interview with them on their Fox version, and he's like in his car. He wasn't, it was still like daylight wherever he was, and the ball was dropping, and he's in his car. Just, it was the greatest thing, man. Like the guy, yeah, that's a fancy. He was on my list too, man.
Yeah,
Definitely.
dude's hilarious.
Yeah.
And I thought you would have had Stone Cold Steve Austin. I thought he would have been on your list
Yeah.
for sure.
No. It's a good
And
one.
then Kevin Garnett would have been another one for me. Everybody needs that crazy dude that you don't know like what they're gonna do, but they're just entertaining to be around, and they can hoop. So KG.
And again, Hollywood adjacent. Like Sandler might be at your crib
Oh, there you go.
just on a pickup game.
I heard he could hoop. I seen him on SportsCenter. Sandler.
Yeah, no, he does. Like I think every movie he has, like, I mean, because the dude makes, I can't even. It's the contract he signed with Netflix alone on top of what it is. So yeah, he has his own like court on every set, and that's like how he keeps loose. The
That's
dude
awesome.
dresses like a toddler, man. He just wears like that's the dude, man. That's a whole separate.
Yeah, that's
A
another
whole
list.
separate bag of six. I'd love to get into Sandman, dude. I love that guy. He may not always put out the hits, but that dude is living his life exactly how he wants to on his own terms, man. That guy is fantastic. So
No doubt.
plus Garnett's local, man. You guys can like, reminisce.
Yeah.
He was at Centennial, man. Like,
Yeah. And Parkland. He played at Parkland.
Yeah.
And that was before they played Centennial. And that game was actually on TV. And that was before like the whole LeBron craze of him being on TV. They're like saying that high school games have never been televised. Kevin Garnett and Ronnie Fields games used to get televised.
Yeah, no, he was the first like number one, like no doubt, or high school. He basically bucked off the trend. I mean, that was when everybody started going out after they saw that. And he didn't have his level. There's some sad stories of kids that tried. You got to be Kevin Garnett to do that.
Couple of our guys, it looks like from U of I might want to reconsider going early, maybe come back another year.
I'd love the big man back.
Kobe. He's got to come back, man. Like he didn't leave on a good foot. He got out hustled by some dude that looked like he had to be at Ace Hardware store at like 2:00.
Hey man, I don't put that all on Kofi now, man. He still put up over 20, dude. Yeah, but he did look like have you ever seen Super Troopers?
Yeah, he looked exactly like that dude. Or Uncle Rico from Napoleon Dynamite.
It's like, oh shit, nobody in Indy had a liter cola, and this dude's gonna take it out on us.
Oh man, that guy was so sad.
It'd be good one more year. I mean, he's I'm not an NBA scout, but he's like trending in the second round or so. Come back one more year. Be our Shaq.
Little iffy.
Be our Shaq. Learn, develop a 15-footer, dude. You're getting that first round, Kofi. We're talking to you.
Yeah, you gotta start chucking them at a high rate, though. Pretty soon you'll start making them, but you gotta. If you don't make them, make sure you figure out a way to get fouled because it's not looking good. But I should probably stop talking about this, man.
Yeah, just establish it. We love you, man. It was a beautiful season, Kofi. We're not. No,
oh my gosh,
we love you.
I'm just depressed.
All right, my brother. I won't keep you up much longer, man. I know you got guests in town that you need to attend to. So
absolutely.
We're gonna do this again very soon. I think we got more crews in our future.
Yeah, I'm down.